In the Crozier Emergency Medicine residency program. I'm Mark Sachs, the program director, and I'm joined here by
Max Cooper, the APD and ultrasound director.
And Karima Sajedi, APD and an ultrasound faculty.
My name is Megan Schlegelmillig. I am one of the third-year EM residents and also one of the chiefs.
My name is Zach Dalton. I'm also one of the chiefs, also one of the senior residents.
And I'm Angela Saponaro, and I am also one of the chiefs.
And we're here. We're going to be giving you an overview of our program and some information about it. Crozier is a large community hospital. It's located outside of Philadelphia in Delaware County. We're about 300 or more inpatient beds. There's a large footprint of graduate medical education here with a number of different residency and fellowship programs. But despite that, emergency medicine is largely unopposed as far as procedures and other activities in our emergency department. We're a trauma center with a high percentage of penetrating traumas. We're also, as you'll see in a second, located near a very busy highway, next to a train yard, next to a shipping area, a port. And so we see a pretty diverse number of trauma patients. We're also one of the few burn centers in the region and see a number of burn patients either primarily or through transfer. We're also a crisis center that's open 24/7, 365, a stroke center, have an EMS training center and institute, and so there's lots of experience and opportunity for emergency medicine residents, both in the department as well as outside of the department because of all these features. And here you can kind of see our hospital and where it's located, sort of adjacent to I-95, next to the city of Chester with the Delaware River and the Port of Philadelphia in the background. Our additional rotations are at Nemours, which is a site of pediatric emergency medicine rotation in the first and third year, and a pediatric ICU rotation in the second year. DuPont, as it's known, is about 15 miles south of Crozier, just over the state line in northern Delaware. It's a gorgeous, pretty brand new building with really kind of state-of-the-art infrastructure and computer systems. It's a busy emergency department and busy ICU, and they have pediatric emergency medicine and pediatric ICU fellowship programs. And what's really unique and quite nice about our partnership is that in addition to our residents rotating at Nemours, the Nemours fellows rotate with us up here at Crozier. So they do emergency medicine rotations, they do an EMS rotation, they do ultrasound rotation, and so you'll get great experience working with the fellows down at Nemours as well as with the fellows when they come up here at Crozier. In the second year, our residents rotate through St. Christopher's Pediatric Emergency Department. St. Christopher's is a trauma center located in North Philadelphia. It's a little bit further, about 20 miles from Crozier, although many of our residents like going there because it's fantastic clinical experience, but also because many of them live in Philly, and so it's a little bit closer to home. St. Christopher also has a PEDS EM fellowship program, and we do a number of joint educational conferences and other activities like a shared cadaver lab with their fellows as well. And then finally, Taylor Hospital. Taylor is the site of many of our community rotations and experiences. This hospital is only about 5 miles from Crozier, but in a very different neighborhood with a very different patient population and very different resources. There's much fewer consultants and subspecialists available, and so the emergency department really is largely unopposed. And the scope of practice in the emergency department is very broad. In addition, EM residents are often involved with hospital-wide emergent procedures, such as a crashing patient up on the floors and that sort of thing. And so you get a very different kind of exposure to emergency medicine at Taylor than you do at Crozier.
The mission statement of emergency medicine at Crozier was discussed for an extended period of time as our program was being launched. And the consensus statement that developed from that is that the mission of the Crozier Emergency Department is to deliver the highest quality emergency care to our patients, regardless of gender, race, religion, or financial status. Our faculty strive to create an atmosphere of clinical excellence and scholarship, and we are committed to developing thoughtful, compassionate, and dedicated physicians who will become lifelong learners, leaders, both in the field of EM and in their communities. Seeing people and hearing how people, discuss and were so mindful and thoughtful about, all the different aspects of emergency medicine that they wanted to support as the statement was crafting, I think really kind of belies the point that the faculty here, really do want to be here and really are, motivated to be educators, scholars, and clinicians. Speaking about scholarship, there's a number of subdivisions of our emergency department. As Karima and I said, we are in the ultrasound division. I'm the fellowship director, founded the fellowship several years ago, and have trained all of our faculty. Our chair, Rich Hamilton, is a toxicologist, and he runs a toxicology rotation. We also have an active EMS division and SIM division. So no matter what your interests are in the many subcategories of emergency medicine, they will be well supported here. Furthermore, if you have interest in kind of what's known as social EM, kind of issue advocacy or elected work, I'm an elected official and I'm kind of involved in national groups. So if you have an interest in kind of organized medical advocacy, I'd be able to help support and mentor you through your learning curve in that as well. Emergency medicine residents are best trained by specialists in emergency medicine and in acute care settings, and we emphasize that in our rotations with providing skills and experiences needed for emergency medicine. The curriculum of our rotation, Mark spoke a little bit to this with the pediatric site. Your intern year, we really try to focus on the core skills that you'll need throughout your training. And so in addition to a very organized orientation block, you'll get core skills in anesthesia, ultrasound, obstetrics. You'll get ICU time. You'll get time with peds emergency medicine and community emergency medicine. And you'll get a lot of time in our main mothership emergency department at Crozier. During your PGY2 year, you'll further solidify these skills as well as expand into other categories such as toxicology, sports medicine, EMS, and trauma. Your last year, you'll kind of finalize a lot of your skill set and gain further exposure in burn ICU, which is a unique aspect of our program, as well as finish out your PEDS EM time.
And of course, you are here for the residency to get an awesome clinical experience and educational experience. We are very involved in residence education, so you will have a protected time every Wednesday morning at our weekly conference. Will be covering core content, and you will also have a resident-run board review. We have faculty lectures, and then we frequently invite guest speakers and the experts in their fields to speak to us. We also love games and special events. We also incorporate a lot of SIM, a lot of procedure time, and hands-on activities, and we cover foundations of emergency medicine every week. Also, we have QI conferences, which is also known in the past as M&M conference. We also have a Crozier Cup Day, which is a fun and highly anticipated event. We have a lot of medical simulation, and especially I want to emphasize that we have very strong female leadership in our program, and we do a lot of activities together with female EM faculty and residents. And in fact, annually we hold a Women in Emergency Medicine kind of day where we'll get together and discuss things that are very pertinent to females in emergency medicine, and we'll also do a lot of fun activities together. Also, we have Wilderness Day every year, And since Philadelphia is a huge city that has a lot of other EM programs, we feel like having citywide conferences where several programs get together and have like a themed day, it kind of fosters our interactions with other programs so we know each other, who we are, and we share our experiences. We also hold EMS conferences at Crozier and a lot of joint conferences with other departments, for example, with trauma. So that also fosters interdepartmental communications and just relationships.
Hey, it's Angela again. Kind of going off of what Karima was just talking about with our weekly conferences. Every month we have a journal club on the first Wednesday, so following conference, some of our clinical shifts, and then in the evening we will have a journal club. This is normally at one of our faculty's members' houses or sometimes a restaurant. We've done fun things like go to a Boathouse Row, a building, and some arcade kind of experience as well. When we do this, we review a couple of articles picked by the person who's hosting it about a specific topic in emergency medicine that we feel like has either some classic research or some new research that came out that could help us get better at what we do and how we learn. So we talk about those articles, we share our thoughts, our opinions, figure out how this is going to affect us. We also do this while eating some yummy food. We drink, we have some time to talk to each other. We don't always get time where we are all off, so this gives us that unique experience. This is also followed by protected time after Journal Club until midnight, where us residents just kind of get to spend time together. Like I said, we don't always have a lot of time where we are all off, and this allows us to continue to foster our relationships within our program. We also feel very passionately about resident wellness in our program, which was a huge pull for me to want to come here. I think it's really important to remember that as a resident, you're not only a doctor in training, you are still a human being and need to be well in order to do your job. We do that in lots of ways. We have a wellness day every year that we all get off for about a day and a half, and we find some activity to do, whether it's going to the lake, down to the beach. The resident night out, like I talked about, we have a wellness committee comprised of some faculty members and residents that help to put all these things together. We have a gym membership included in our benefits as a resident for a nearby gym. And our protected time really is truly protected. It is definitely a benefit for our program specifically. We also get memberships to many different societies where we can further learn about emergency medicine. And we get protected time to go to national conferences as well.
So this is Mark again. I'm gonna talk a little bit about our current residents and fellows. You can see a picture there of our new intern class, and you can see that we really do recruit folks from all over the country and all over the world. And our graduates here, and they've kind of gone on to a number of different locations. We recruit folks from all over the country, and I'm happy to say they have gone to all over the country. I believe we've got a Crozier graduate in 16 states and counting. Folks have gone on to various different fellowships and academic careers, gone into community practice, and really have gone wherever it is that they've desired, from Hawaii to Alaska to staying with us in our practice in Pennsylvania.
Here's some pictures of some of the residents that we have had. This was from this past year. We all got together for a Crozier Cup in the top left corner, and there's some other pictures here about graduation day, that sort of thing.
This slide is obviously showing a ton of very adorable babies. Our program is very blessed that it's very family friendly. I don't think that there's been a class over the past couple years that has gone by that hasn't produced one of these beautiful little babies. This slide is actually just a collection of the babies that have come from the last less than 2 years. We work with your schedule to be able to help you do whatever you need to do, whether that is family related with young kids or regardless of what else it is. even things like injuries that pop up, illnesses, normal life still happens, and we're very flexible with scheduling and making sure you can still live your life happily as an EM resident here.
Our faculty is very diverse, and they do a lot of things professionally and clinically and educationally. Here you can see our chairman, Dr. Rich Hamilton, who is boarded in talks, and we do a lot of things outside residency as well. We travel a lot. We also hang out with each other and with our children and families, and we also hang out a lot with the residents. So we're a very close-knit family, and we foster that amongst ourselves and the residents.
Here is some of the services that we have available in our emergency department. Pretty standard, but it's always easy to get access to our great ancillary services. Our ancillary staff are awesome. Respiratory is just a page away, and they're very responsive. Transport, radiology, CT, ultrasound, patient navigators, case management, social workers, geriatric care coordinators. All these people and ancillary services are very friendly and available at the drop of a hat to us. Just some background of where Delco, as it's called, Delaware County. It's just southwest of Philadelphia. Estimated population of about 600,000, home to a lot of different colleges: Villanova, Haverford, Swarthmore, Widener. I actually drive through Widener to get to work every day. Lots of colleges and professional sports nearby. And there's great outdoor recreational opportunities: Ridley Creek State Park, John Hens National Wildlife Refuge, Taylor Arboretum, Longwood Gardens. It's home to some of the top-ranked school districts in the state, and it's a great place to live.
You can see this is kind of an overview of the county. Our hospital is kind of down in the middle there near the city of Chester. The area along the Delaware River is sort of very urbanized and developed, a lot of factories and dense housing and cities. And as you kind of go north and west, it turns into much more suburban and rural type of environment. So all of that is kind of reflected in our department with a very diverse patient mix. And all of that is kind of reflected in the different environments that our residents and faculty choose to live. A number of residents you can see choose to live in the city of Philadelphia, in some of the suburban towns, and then even more rural and less developed areas in South Jersey or in southeastern Pennsylvania. Our residents, as some of them have said, are pretty well compensated. They've got a pretty competitive salary. They have a pretty liberal educational and meal stipend, have generous vacation time, free parking, lab coats, and other benefits and perks. Yeah.
Mark likes the joke that I'm the resident Venn diagram enthusiast, so this is my slide. I think Crozier combines a lot of, things that we really look for in emergency medicine and training programs. We all really enjoy that there's such a broad scope of practice. We get to do a lot of kind of unopposed procedures, and we get to really, practice the full scope of emergency medicine. Unencumbered by subspecialists, looking over our shoulders. We have really diverse patients here, and diverse really in every sense. Certainly diverse in the sense of identity, but also diverse in the sense of socioeconomic status, and diverse in the sense of geography. Our county, as Mark said, really spans kind of the urban waterfront and eastern section all the way to the very kind of rural and pastoral western section. And all of those folks come to us for care, and they all have different environments that they go home to, and so they all get specially tailored care plans. And Delco really is a great place to live. Something that I really feel strongly about is that we are not next to Philadelphia. Philadelphia is next to us. And I think if you ask the average Delcoan, they'll probably say something similar. This place has a stronger sense of self than just about any place I've ever lived. So I think if you move to Delco and you come here and work and practice in Delco, you'll get a sense of that too. But it's a really fantastic place to live and work and raise a family.
Yeah, and there's really no other emergency medicine program where you'll be able to experience what you will when you come to Crozier. And so thank you again for your interest in our program and for watching this video. We look forward to talking to you and getting to know you a little bit more.
And I just have like one final point I want to make. Please look at our blog, crozierem.com. And then there is a blog section where we really document pretty regularly what we are like, what do we do, what we're up to, how much fun we have while learning. So please check it out, but also follow us on Instagram, on Twitter, and then you can look at our official website, which is crozierhealth.org. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.